What's up, everybody? It's your boy Ryan, and I am your Nootropics information wizard. And we're back from another YouTube killed our channel again for 2 days. Some of you probably got the notification for the last aniracetam dose video, and then went and the channel was gone and deleted. They actually deleted the channel. This has happened twice now. It's back. It was a mistake. It was a flagger who effectively thought we were talking about scheduled pharmaceutical compounds, and mostly we're talking about natural, legal, and or legal neurotransmitter modifying chemicals, whether plant or manufactured in nutraceutical environments. So that's what happened. The first time this happened, the channel had been deleted for like 2 weeks. Remember, it would happen in April, and it was terrible. All of you guys were upset, emailing me and Facebooking what the hell's going on, and we couldn't reach anybody at YouTube. And then basically finally what happened is we got Vice, which is a big media company, to write about the story. We got YouTube to comment on it. And then it turned out YouTube was yeah, we're sorry, it was a mistake. And it was a flagger who, again, thought that what we were talking about was illegal prescription drugs exclusively, and that we weren't doing it, and that's somehow some sort of violation of YouTube's guidelines, and they killed the channel. Well, we got it back. That was a couple months ago, and everything's been peachy. And then the other day, I'm sitting in my apartment, and my girlfriend's coming over, and we're gonna have a great night. And then I get an email, this video violates our guidelines, and I go to check the channel, and it's deleted again. So sorry that happened. We talked to our contact who has a contact within YouTube again, and they rectified the situation, found that again it was a flagger who flagged the video and thought that what we were talking about is something illegal, and it thought it violated the terms of service or the guidelines or something, but it doesn't. And now we're back up. So thanks for being with me. For those of you that tweeted the YouTube contributors guy or girl that the channel was down and that was a mistake, thanks a lot. I mean, I owe you whatever, man. Email me at ryan@livecortex.com. And if I could answer a question for you or do you some sort of favor, please email me, because that's a show of support. That means a whole lot, because that, in conjunction with me hitting up that person and trying to get in contact with YouTube, got our channel back up, and that's really significant. So thanks so much for being with me. Check us out on the web at livecortex.com, livecortex.com/blog. Big blog for Nootropics information. On Facebook, like us there, because look, if this happens again, you got to be able to contact and communicate with us. So facebook.com/cortexstacks. And then 3 powerful products support this broadcast. I'll run through them super quickly. Here they are.
Elite level nootropic products.
All right, number 1, the Cortex Nootropic Stack. We've got a stack. It's called Cortex. I think it's a powerful stack. Right now, you could get Cortex for $28 if you use the coupon code 5, F-I-V-E. Saves you some money. Look, if you're trying to give Cortex a shot, today's Friday, so perfect time to try it. Livecortex.com, add a bottle to your cart. Coupon code 5 will get you the Cortex stack, the Nootropic stack, for $28. If you need my help personally, we have a consulting service on Nootropics. Pretty awesome. Get that at livecortex.com. And if you're new to Nootropics, read Smarter, Better, Faster. Right? That's the book that teaches you everything. You'll have questions about it. It'll answer everything and give you many stacks. Get all that stuff at livecortex.com. So very simple, quick email and quick video about ALCAR and MCT oils. The question goes like this: what's your opinion on an ALCAR, MCT oil, and coffee stack? What dose range would you recommend? Great, simple question. I love that. If you're going to email me, try to keep it as simple as possible. Ryan@livecortex.com, and I'll answer it best I can on the air. Okay, so the thing to note, so MCT oil stands for medium chain triglyceride oil, and it's essentially, they are a few fats, just fatty acids extracted primarily from coconuts. And those fatty acids basically tell the brain to use fat as a fuel source. It kind of gets the body to switch into this mode called ketosis, which is where it's not using your primary source of fuel for brain cells and for everything else called carbohydrates. You're just using fat. Now that's a great state to be in every now and then. If you shift into that state sort of temporarily, basically pretty sparingly, you can get some good brain performance out of it. It's interesting. It's also a great way to kind of turn off your appetite, lose some fat, burn some fat, because you're kind of mobilizing the process of burning fat at the same time. It's not a long-term sustainable thing, in my opinion, though. I went long time ketogenic and was an athlete, and it was basically atrocious, and really you don't feed the gut bacteria the proper substrates they need to eat, and so things can really get out of check in the realm of balance, in the realm of gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria. They eat carbohydrates, the gram-positive ones, that keep things in check. And so you kind of can't really do that for long periods of time. And there's a whole bunch of other issues associated with it. But It's cool to go in and out of. Anyway, that's ketosis, and MCT oil is like this concentrated version of the fats that turn you into ketosis, fat burning mode, in the mode where your brain uses fat for fuel, and it's really an optimized state to be in if you're doing it temporarily. So you could like take a teaspoon or two of MCT oil and actually and drink some coffee and like feel pretty sparked up. Like the brain's gonna feel pretty good. It's very nootropic like, and so there's been a whole movement about it and whatever. Combining that with ALCAR, which is essentially a facilitator of that process, it's a fatty acid burning substrate. It's a nootropic compound. It's a little nootropic compound that tells brain cells to start using fatty acids for food. It actually shuttles the fatty acids easier into the brain, and then it can permeate this barrier that normally some compounds can't get into the brain to directly affect brain cells. Well, this can. It permeates that barrier. It's called the blood-brain barrier, and then allows the brain to better, more efficiently use fatty acids to fuel the mitochondria of the brain so that you can get good brain performance. ALCAR by itself in 300 to 500 milligrams is actually very stimulatory, and it's a great nootropic. Combine it with a teaspoon or two of MCT oil and a cup of coffee, and it is absolutely a great nootropic brain hack. Just something to do temporarily, okay? So the question on dose was really dose, 1 to 2 teaspoons MCT oil, 110 to 150 milligrams caffeine, and then 300 to 500 milligrams of acetyl L-carnitine or ALCAR is what I would suggest doing. Totally awesome. I've done it many, many, many times. Like when the Bulletproof guy popularized Bulletproof coffee, which is basically MCT oil, butter, and coffee, which is kind of up this alley. I did it for a little bit, and then I totally was taking MCT oil, coffee, and ALCAR. It was really pretty awesome. During that time, I got a lot done. My brain was really super energized. I was like, you notice the energy difference. I mean, it's not subtle. It's very awesome, and it's very nootropic-like, and so totally awesome. But again, my suggestion on it is don't do it all the time. You will run into problems eventually when you keep restricting carbohydrates from your cells. It triggers a cascade of a bunch of different issues if you do it long term, and especially if you work out. That's why the paleo community, who used to be super low carb, has now shifted gears, and they're much more on the higher carb. Eat sweet potatoes, eat white potatoes, eat rice. There's no such this safe starches thing. I mean, it's largely bullshit. Like, you have to eat carbs for the most part. Temporary states of ketosis are good, and folks do well in those, but I mean, longer term, you need to eat the carbs. So that's my perspective on it. Just like everything else, like I wouldn't want, you shouldn't take oxiracetam every single day in 2,000 milligrams for 10 years. You got to give it a break. You got to shift in and out of ketosis if you're going to do it. Go back to eating carbs. Maybe do ketosis 2 days a week, 3 days a week, something like that. That's my perspective. Great question though, and I hope that illuminates a lot about basically turning on that mode of using fatty acids for fuel and how that can facilitate good brain function in a nootropic kind of way. If you need my help personally in any of this stuff, we've got a consulting service at livecortex.com. Get it there. If you want to try the Cortex stack, that's our nootropic stack, ships to 12 countries. In the eyes of our users, exceptionally powerful stack. Motivation, focus, mental energy, everything, verbal fluency. And if you're new to nootropics, buy Smarter, Better, Faster. That's our book that teaches you everything you need to know. It's digital, so you can download it right away. And for those of you that want to know, we're doing an audio version of that, which will launch sometime in the next month, and it's going to be awesome. It'll be me reading Smarter, Better, Faster. It's going to be dope. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Coupon code 5 gets you $5 off of all of our stuff. We got some other nootropic products that we'll talk about here in a second. Stick around. Thanks for watching. What's up, everybody? Ryan Michael Balla here. Hey, thanks for watching the video. Look, we've got, as it stands, 5 primary products that I want to just explain to you. You heard us mention them during the video, so I'm going to break them down. Number 1, from left to right, the Cortex Nootropic Stack. This is a cognitive enhancement stack that you really want to take to turn the lights on. Just to give you an idea, hardcore business folks that require 18 to 20 hours of brain function, take the Cortex stack. That's what we initially designed it for, but then like everybody in the nootropic sphere loved it. Verbal fluency, speed of processing, motivation, drive to want to work. That's what the Cortex stack does. Moving right along, the aniracetam guide there, that is called the Beginner's Guide to Aniracetam, breaks down 25 powerful aniracetam stacks, shows you how to use aniracetam. It's essentially the everything guide to aniracetam. Long demanded, folks asked us for it. We delivered. It is fully digital, lots of powerful stacks. And then there's the nootropic stack for the business professional. That's basically 100, right around 100 powerful uridine, modafinil, theacrine, aniracetam, oxiracetam, phenylpiracetam, ALCAR stacks for business situations, for the type of brain states that business folks need for sustained performance. Next is the racetam God Guide. That is a high-level every racetam guide, digital guide. We've got all the major racetams with accompanying focus stacks and memory stacks and speed of processing stacks. In that racetam. There's 8 major nootropic racetams, and that guide explains all of them and accompanying stacks. Then there's the Noopept Pro Stack List. The Noopept Pro Stack List is a digital guide that explains oral, so just taking it by mouth, sublingual, taking it under the tongue, and then intranasal, spraying Noopept nasal spray in your nose, stacks. It's just a bunch of stacks, a giant stack list of Noopept stacks that are highly effective, pro-level, specific brain state inducing type of Noopept stacks. That thing has been a hit out there with the market. And then last, there's Smarter, Better, Faster. Smarter, Better, Faster is the all-around, everything nootropics digital guide. If you just want to learn everything, many racetams, modafinil, etc., get Smarter, Better, Faster. It's like the guide you need to know if you're new to nootropics, to learn basically everything and to walk away knowing what you need to know on nootropics. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks so much for watching. Get this stuff at livecortex.com and rock on.